welcome to another Mindful Maze and Chats video. Today I'm going to be sharing what I am putting on my fall rack for 2025. I have 8 polishes to share with you, and before we get started, I just want to talk a little bit about what I think of when I think of fall. When I think of fall, I feel like it's very much earth tones. I mean, of course, I feel like that's kind of common. I also think of like simple, no super crazy like blingy holographic shades like I do for like summer, for example, but I do think of like creams or like dark colors and maybe some shifty shades. I really do like shifty shades in the fall, especially because obviously we don't get as much sun, so even in the shade, the shifty colors look super cool. And I also really like metallic shades as well for the fall. But anywho, I think we should just get started and start chatting about what's going on in my fall rack. The first one I'm going to talk about is what I consider fall in a bottle. It is Shimmer's Free Fallin. I mean, it's essentially just like crushed up leaves in like a jelly base, and it's just the most gorgeous color you ever did see. Unfortunately, I don't think Shimmer is offering this specific shade anymore, but I think you can find similar shades like on the interwebs. This one shifts from like red to yellow to green to blue at extreme angles, I think, but it's just so fun. It builds up so beautifully in like 2 to 3 coats. I mean, just look at it, guys. Like, it, how could it not be for fall? I mean, it's just the essence of fall in a little cute nail polish bottle, and I'm obsessed. I love it. Definitely going to be wearing it this fall season. The next shade I'll be having on my fall rack is ILNP's Eclipse. I mean, everyone knows her, everyone loves her. How could you not? I mean, just look at the shifts. It's, if you're not aware, a black to red multi-chrome. It also shifts to like an orange to gold at extreme angles as well, and it is just so slick. ILNP's multi-chrome formula is absolutely to die for. Honestly, a quick tip is that I always do my multi-chromes, like regardless of where they're from or anything like that, over a coat of black, because usually multi-chromes need like 3 coats in my experience, especially the ones from ILNP, because they're pretty sheer. And if you just do 1 layer of them over black, it looks exactly the same, I promise. I mean, I guess it depends. Maybe some lighter multi-chromes, it wouldn't look exactly the same. But for Eclipse specifically, I know for sure it looks exactly the same. So I just do 1 coat of like a really opaque black and then 1 coat of the multi-chrome on top, and it looks absolutely beautiful, saves so much time, and just get those brush strokes right and you're good to go. But anyway, back to the polish itself. I mean, it is just the most gorgeous thing. Everyone copies this polish. Of course, I don't know if this one was actually the first one. I think it was the first one that kind of blew up in a way and inspired many replicas, but that's all for the best because I feel like everyone needs something similar to this shade. Unless I guess you're not a fan of it, then I would say then you don't need it. But regardless, I love this shade, and you can't really tell, but the fill line is pretty low. I think it's like around here, and that's for good reason because this shade is just amazing. Okay, I'm gonna move on because I could just talk all day about the shade. Okay, I think at this point I should just get all of my reddish shades out of the way. So next up, I want to chat a little bit about Holo Devil's Advocate. This one came out in their Dark Academia collection last fall, and I have been obsessed with it ever since. It is just so sleek. One of my favorite reds that I talked about in my favorite reds video, and I just love it. It is so opaque. It is so rich. I know when it first came out, a lot of people were disappointed because it was very dark and almost looks black on the nail. And you know, when you're advertising like a dark red corally shade, you're not really looking for like an almost black. So people were disappointed. I was still really vibed with this shade, honestly. It just has a great formula to it, and yeah, I mean, who doesn't love like a nice dark rich red for the fall season? Speaking of classic colors for the fall season, I have Sally Hansen's A Hot Minute next to share with you guys. I mean, this is just the most classic burnt orange shade. I looked high and low for a burnt orange cream to add to my collection because I really like the color, but I didn't have one in my collection. And guys, I was searching high and low, let me tell you. I was on every single website trying to find like the perfect one because I had a very specific shade in my head. randomly because I saw my therapist wearing it and I forgot to ask her like what nail polish shade that was. And ever since then, it was just stuck in my head and I was like, I need to find this shade. So this one is pretty darn close. It basically matched exactly what I was looking for. I was randomly stopping in a Target and I looked at the nail polish selection and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the shade. Randomly enough, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a chip in the glass right here and I did not realize that when I bought it, but it's okay, it just makes her unique. Anyway, the shade itself is absolutely beautiful. I've never really seen people talk about this shade before, probably because Sally Hansen isn't like a huge, you know, like brand in like the indie world where we are. But regardless, I really like the formula on it. It's just 2 coats and yeah, it's perfect. It exactly matches what I need when the fall season comes around. Next up is one of my other fall favorites. It is Olive Ave Polish's Pigment. This one I would describe as a coppery color. It's like a penny in a bottle. I've talked about this shade before on my channel and it's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, it is just so stunning and I feel like it's so elegant as well. And I love it during Thanksgiving time specifically. I think I've used this shade as my Thanksgiving mani for a couple years now and it just matches so well. It's basically a 1-coater as well and it's just absolutely stunning. It works perfectly during the fall and I just really cannot get enough of it. But like I said, I've already talked about this shade on my channel before, so I won't spend too long on it. But either way, Olive Ave Polish as a brand, really underrated. I wish they had more people supporting them just because the owner is like so lovely and I love everything that the brand stands for as well. But anyway, definitely recommend this shade. Next up was a limited edition shade from earlier this year. This is Holo Taco's Born Ugly. If you are a Holo Taco fan, you might remember this shade as being released for April Fools, kind of like as a little prank to the customer base, but it ended up selling out and became a cult classic in a way, at least in my opinion. Like, she went #1 in my household because this shade was just everything I didn't know I needed. I have, you know, similar olive greens in my collection, but something about this one, like, it's so dusty, it leans a little bit brown, has a little bit of a gray tinge to it. It is just so multi-dimensional just for being a cream, and that's what makes me come back to it every time. And of course, an olive green like this is perfect during the fall as well. I'm so excited to wear this one this season, and just personally, I hope that Holo Taco finds a way to bring this one back because I really like it. I think it's one of those shades though that you either like it or you hate it because I mean, some people do see this as more of like a baby poop green, which I personally only take mild offense to because I do have nephews and nieces and, you know, I've changed a diaper or two. But regardless, my love for green overpowers any unwelcome imagery. But regardless, I love this shade, and like I said, I hope Holo Taco finds a way to bring this one back. The next shade I want to talk about that I'll be adding onto my fall rack is Bee's Knees Hot Dog. This one came out from Polish Pickup 2024 in February, and unfortunately that means it's no longer available, but this shade is just so mysterious and there's something like a dark elegance to it as well. I would describe it as having a deep purple base with a brighter violet shimmer that transforms into pink and then red. So I really do love this shade. I've been looking for something like it for a long time. So when this shade came out last February, I was very happy about it. It was also my birthday month, so I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna get that to just honor, you know, my little amethyst birthstone. But regardless, I am obsessed with this shade, and I know I also did talk about this in my favorite purples video, so just so you know, once again, one of my favorite purples. So yeah, I don't want to repeat myself too much, but it could be described as sort of a gloomy shade, but something about it just feels so right for fall. I think it's because it has that warm like red shift to it as well in the shimmer, and it's simple but then shifty at the same time. It's just a very royal shade, and I'm so happy I have this one in my collection. There are other similar shades to this as well. Off the top of my head, I think Starly Sphinx is one that's similar to this as well. I think that one has holographic glitter in it. But regardless, I'm so happy I have this one in my collection, and I cannot wait to wear it this fall. Last but not least, I actually want to talk about a topper. I feel like I always do like including a topper in my seasonal racks just because it can spice up the other polishes I have and it just adds a little something extra, you know? So my topper for fall 2025 is Holo Taco's Cracked Taco Shell. This one, if you're not familiar, is just a plain old black crackle polish. Obviously, you can't tell it's a crackle in the bottle. It just looks like a black shade, but I absolutely love crackle. I know it's not the most popular finish. It's a bit controversial, but for me, I love it. I feel like it looks good over so many different polishes, like bright neons or dark multi-chromes, like even metallic shades. I think it just really adds a little something to a lot of shades, but that's just me. I know, like I said, it's a very controversial finish, so not everyone's gonna love it, but I just feel like especially during the fall, it just adds a little something. Like I feel like it looks like leather cracking over like whatever base color you put it over. And yeah, it's just so cool to me. It's mildly nostalgic as well, but regardless, I know that it's, you know, it's not super popular, but I really like it, especially during the fall. So I feel like it would look good over pretty much any of the shades that I talked about in my rack today. Unfortunately, Holo Taco did decide to discontinue this shade. I think it might make one more appearance this fall, but regardless, you can find a black crackle like this in a lot of places. It's not necessarily a unique shade. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like seeing what was on my fall rack for this season. Like I said earlier in the video, I really like putting together these seasonal rack shades for you guys, and I love hearing what you guys have on your rack as well. Do we have similar tastes when it comes to fall? Let me know down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!